This is the plaintiff, Brandon Dunlap. He says he brought his truck to the defendant's tire shop to get new wheels, and the inept place used aftermarket lug nuts to affix the new wheels. He's lucky to be alive because the aftermarket lug nuts didn't hold the new wheels onto the truck right, and they could have fallen off, which would have been a disaster. Bottom line, he's suing the defendant for the $1,352.84 it's going to cost him now for new wheels and proper lug nuts. This is the defendant, Rick Gillum. He says he's been in business for 30 years. Thank you very much. And he knows what he's doing. When the plaintiff brought the truck back, he'd already put 1,000 miles on it, and he would have felt if there were any problems with the tires in that first 1,000 miles. He simply put on new wheels, used the lug nuts that were on the truck already, and any failure's not his responsibility because who knows how that truck was driven for those 1,000 miles. He's accused of skidding into court.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff took his truck to the defendant to put new tires on. The guy put defective lug nuts on and almost died. The defendant says the dude drove for 1,000 miles before complaining. It's the case of, you screwed up my ride, you lug nut.
Thank you, Douglas. Brendan Dunlap, you're suing an Arkansas tire company represented here by the manager. Sir, you have authority to represent your company?
I do.
And you're suing them for replacement wheels, lugs, and studs to the tune of $1,352.84. Now, at some point, you were away, out of town, and is this your wife?
Yes, ma'am.
Come on up. And you took the car over there to have what done?
The tires replaced.
Okay. And what made you feel the tires needed replacing?
I had hit a pothole.
Okay.
And I think I bent the rim. I've changed that one myself. Well, I had my stepdad change that one, and it was smaller, slightly smaller than the other tires. So I took it up there to get the factory tires put back on.
Okay. So that all four would match?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you guys do?
What it is, she blew out one of her tires that was on it, so she put the factories back on it, and she had already bolted one on. She had asked us to bolt the other 3 tires on the vehicle.
So she brought her own tires?
She brought her own tires, wheels. And
Is that accurate?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So she didn't buy tires from you. She just asked you to put on the tires.
Correct.
Okay. And she had bolted on one of them herself. Did she do a good job?
I guess so.
I'm asking you. Didn't you check it? Are you the one who did the work or no?
I did not do the work.
Okay.
And I did not get to see the vehicle except for in a video. And it left the store with all the tires and wheels on it. Now, I haven't seen it since, so I don't know what it looks like.
Okay, and what is your complaint? You end up coming back. How long were you away?
I was away for 29 days.
And you were at military training?
Yes.
Thank you for your service. What branch?
Thank you for your support. Army.
Okay. And when you come back, what is it you see that bothers you?
They put the wrong lugs on the wheels.
What lugs did they put on?
The lugs from the aftermarket wheels.
Okay.
So they're not the same for the factory.
And so you feel that when they use the after factory lugs, that was a problem?
Right.
Okay. Is that a problem?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I mean, what is a lug? Tell me what a lug nut is.
The lug nut is the bolt that holds the wheel on the vehicle.
Right. So it either screws in or it doesn't screw in, right?
It's either an acorn lug nut or a mag lug nut. And
right. But it either screws in or it doesn't screw in. There's no mystery to it.
The lugs we use are the ones that came off the vehicle, so we just used them and put them back on. That's all they had with them.
Had she asked you to put new lug nuts on?
No, ma'am.
Was there a reason to put new lug nuts?
There's no reason to put new ones on there unless you're going to use the center caps, and you need...
What's a center cap?
The hubcap that goes on over the lug nuts.
You mean, but that's just for pretty.
Right.
Right, okay. Now, you say yes, there is. What were you going to say right now?
Because aftermarket wheels, so the hole is smaller. You can't use the same lugs because those lugs are smaller and skinnier.
Okay, now I'm going to need some proof of your statement because I'm going to need to understand where you get what you're getting.
Okay.
Did you take it somewhere, and did the somewhere tell you that?
No, I work in maintenance. That's what I am. I'm a mechanic in the Army, so I can look at it and tell. So I have
that's
pictures.
good. It's much better to have independent evidence when you come to court. I hear what you're saying. When you say you work in maintenance of what?
I'm a wheeled mechanic.
For what kind of wheels?
Any all-wheel mechanic. Any piece of equipment in the Army with wheels.
What are the odds? What are the odds? Go on.
I have pictures.
Let's see. So let's look at this one first up here. Talk to me.
If I could go up there.
Yeah, sure. That'd be great.
So,
okay.
If you can do a close-up, these are the studs, broken studs right here. These three. Yes. Yeah. If you can see the wear around where the stud was.
Okay.
And if you scroll up, and if you look, there's wear around this because these lugs are too small. They don't fit right. Huh. They what happened was they went inside of this hole, and as the wheel turned.
Because they should be laying on top of it instead of in it.
Now, but if you look at this one.
Okay.
That's done correctly. If you look at this one. That's a properly seated lug right there.
Because these other ones are going far too in.
Yeah, you see, if you
what damage does it do when it's too far in like that?
Okay, when it's too far in, as the wheel is turning when you're going, it's rubbing against the inside of the wheel.
No, I can see that, and I can see it better on other.
But if you look, you can see where those. So now those lugs won't fit no more. That's why it's important to get the proper lug and seat it correctly, because as you can see that's worn all around there. Yeah. So because of that, I had to get new wheels.
Where are the lug nuts in this picture? Where are they? I see the three top ones. Where are the three bottom ones?
Oh, they broke off.
They broke right off?
Yeah, they broke off. The whole stud broke off.
So why do you? What is it that you feel needs replacing here?
The front two wheels. And the 12 studs and the 12 lugs.
So it's everything for the front two wheels?
Yes.
Go ahead and go back.
Sorry.
Let me hear from you. You saw the pictures that he wanted me to see, and you heard his explanation and the misfortune that he is actually an expert in the field. The misfortune for you. But anyway.
I've only been doing this for over 30 years, so I mean,
But usually I've got an expert here and a whiner here.
Right.
I've got an expert here and an expert here.
I'm not saying
that never
he's not
happens.
an expert, but he didn't do the work.
Yeah.
Right. But now I know. So now I'm showing you the work.
Nor did he inspect the work.
Hold on. Slow your roll. I'm an expert at this. This is my expertise.
So can the guy use the same lug nuts for aftermarket tires? What do you say?
I wouldn't think so, no.
What do you say?
I don't believe so.
Why?
Because obviously those two tires are way different from the regular tires that you have.
And the lug nuts are affected by that?
Correct, yes.
Okay, we'll find out going inside the courtroom.
Now that you're seeing these pictures.
The only reason that the studs would break off is if you're running around with them loose. In conversation with him when he called me back, he said they had about 1,000 miles on the car. In my experience in 25 plus years, that if the lug nuts are loose on one, you're going to know it way before that. The aftermarket wheels have got a smaller hole that the lug nut has to go in.
Right, this one doesn't have a smaller hole. So what he's complaining about is that you guys, as the experts, when he sends his wife over there, you guys should have said, you need new lug nuts for $10.99 or whatever it was. And because they're too small, they torqued them and it went like inside the thing. So what is your response to that?
It's a conical seat. So it's beveled so that the lug nut fits inside the wheel. We've done it hundreds of times, so I don't know exactly what has happened.
Can I ask you a question? Were you driving this truck? How did it get 1,000 miles on it?
I was.
You were driving it.
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Okay. Didn't you feel the tires shaking?
I thought it was maybe the road. I really don't pay enough attention. I felt it shaking, but it wasn't shaking as it wasn't.
You don't even have to pay attention.
It wasn't shaking as bad as it was that Saturday.
When had he come? He came that Friday?
Yes.
Right. And then that Saturday, he's like, the car's shaking. What's wrong with you? You got these tires about 1,000 miles ago. How did you not notice the car was shaking? And your response was, I play loud music. I don't know.
It wasn't shaking like that.
Yeah, there's no.
It wasn't.
Why did it shake more when he was there?
There's no guarantee because that may have
I think
been
it was
when
shaking
happened.
along. It was probably shaking along, and she just doesn't. She doesn't. I don't know what you were thinking, though, but you kept driving. All right, but the case he makes is extremely compelling when you see this. It's all shorn all around there. It's obviously the problem happens at your shop, and then she ignores it. Oh. So I'm curious about this. Why didn't she take the original factory lug nuts and bring them with her when she was?
Maybe, I don't know if she
Oversight,
forgot or oversight, but
Okay.
I was away training.
I got
and
it.
when she called me,
I got it.
I can only talk for a couple of
I got you.
minutes.
I got you. I got you. It's a little bit her fault, but a lot the expert's fault because they should know. I got you. Therefore, I'm going to reduce your recovery by a percentage. It's not a small percentage. I'm reducing it by 25%. And I'm ordering Arkansas Tire Company to recompense you $1,014.63. Verdict for the plaintiff. Good luck, folks.
So the judge finds both parties somewhat at fault here, but Mr. Gilliam, you get the bulk of it. You got to give him back $1,000. What's your feeling on this?
Well, it's one of those things. You let somebody bring their own stuff in, you got to watch what you let them do. So,
But as the judge felt, you were the experts in here. You should
I
have
still feel like
warned them, right?
those lug nuts should have worked.
Yeah, but
Something
they-
else has happened. So I haven't seen the vehicle. I don't know what happened between now and 1,000 miles. There's other things that could have happened.
Okay, all righty. Sorry about that. Thank you very much, sir. You must sign a few documents. Now here comes the plaintiff. I must commend you. You look very dashing this morning.
thank you,
got dressed
thank
up
you.
for court.
Yes, sir.
Doesn't
Thank
happen
you.
all the time here, you know. Anyway, how do you feel about this now?
I think that the right decision was made because even if she didn't have the lug nuts, I mean, they should have saw that. They could have told her. They could have sold her the right lugs.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think the right decision was made.
Well, good enough. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks again for your service. Okay? Take care. And that's it, Harvey. What do you think?
You know, Doug, normally you need an expert to win a case like this, but in this case, the plaintiff is actually an expert mechanic. So it's exceptional, but his testimony actually went a long way in making him prevail.